God asked me two questions, and these two questions, they completely changed my life. You know, in 2016, I had a local business. It was just right. Couple of people working for me, good cash flow. Everything was well. But, you know, something was missing. And this something, it was passion. I didn't have drive. I didn't enjoy what I was doing at that point. If you are in the same shoes, we are in the same boat. So God asked me two questions when I had this prayer time, and man, now we run 40 plus countries. We have global business. I really enjoy what I'm doing right now in my companies. And if you think about your destiny, I truly encourage you to watch this video to the end, because we're gonna do this fireplace bonfire here, and we're just gonna talk about these two questions that can change your life, drive you, give you passion and new fire into your business. Stay tuned. Everything started in 2008. I started my first local business. We were selling furniture and doing custom furniture for kitchens and living rooms and you know, in the whole house. It was very good. I was very good financially. I was very good and good people working with me. But again, something was missing. I didn't have drive and didn't have passion about my life and about that business for that matter. So I just did something most business people don't do. I prayed. And I didn't pray specifically, God, give me some business, some new business, but I rather prayed for destiny. I rather prayed for what's your direction for my life. And God answered. God answered with two prayers. I remember that I felt like fish that is almost dead, you know, and you know that only fish that is alive, it can swim against the current. And to swim against the current, you have to have strength. And this is something that that only quiet time, only prayer room can bring into your life. If you're always with people, if you're always, you know, distracted, if you're always, you know, in a community, you know, you don't have this quiet time to think about life, to think about direction. And again, like we are doing today, we have this quiet time. No one is here. No one is interrupting me. I can think about life. I can pray about life. So this is something that you want to do. So I remember that very morning and that very moment in 2016 when I heard this first question. It was 8:40. It was May 12th. Good morning, like sunny weather, like today we have. I had my quiet time with my CEO, with God, and I just talked about life. I didn't ask him any questions, but he asked me two questions. And when I prayed for my destiny, he asked me these two questions. And the question number one I heard was, do you want to do the same business in 10 years from now? Do you really want to dedicate yourself to this business for the next 10 years? And it was kind of a challenge because, you know, if you answer yes, it means that you're satisfied, everything is great, and you just want to grow what you already have. In my case, I was just going through the motions, so I didn't have passion, as I said. I didn't enjoy this business, so I just answered no. No, I don't want to do the same business for another 10 years. And if you don't have this time, if you don't have this time when you're just on your own, when you just pray for your life, when you just pray for your business, pray for your family, pray for your kids, pray for your business ideas, pray for new projects, if you don't have that time, you're just going through the motions in many cases, and most of the case. Maybe you heard this story, but there is a guy in Australia that manages about 2.7 billion, and he is obviously very smart and very successful. But every Wednesday he gets on his jet ski, and he just rides it and goes to the Isle, which is not far, and he spends the whole Wednesday with CEO of his life. And do you know who is CEO of his life? And again, this guy isn't just one of the average guys that you know or I know, but he is a top tier successful entrepreneur, multi millionaire. And again, he is not smart enough to manage his life, to manage his business, to manage his corporation. So I encourage you, before you will do anything else, just go to your quiet room or a prayer room, have your quiet time, or like I did today, just go to the forest, think about your life, think about your destiny, your business, your family, challenges that you face, and I'm sure you will have your questions answered. And in many cases, it will be like it was in my life. Instead of answering your questions directly, God will answer them through asking another questions. And as I said before, he asked me this first question: do you want to do the same thing in 10 years from now? I didn't, so he asked me the second question. The second question was, what talents do you have? And at that very point, because I listened a lot to Brian Tracy, to Zig Ziglar, many kind of personal coaches, I knew exactly what God was talking about, because your talent is the key that will open doors. You remember when you will read in the book of Kings, when you will read about King David, when people came to Saul and they shared their story about David, they said, "Hey, he's smart. He uses the right language. He knows when to talk and when to stay quiet. He is very brave and courageous. He plays music instrument, so he is well versed. He is very talented in different areas." And this is kind of the key that God will use to open doors in your life, because there are certain doors that you will face, and there are keys that you already have in your pocket. Through the grace of God, you have these keys in your life, so you can open this door at the right moment. So I grabbed a piece of paper and I started writing down my talents. Talents, in my understanding, are things that you do better than average person. So if you play guitar, it's kind of the talent. So you have to write it down, because most of people in the world, they don't play guitar. So you write down talents, and I remember writing down, I can sell, I understand marketing, I understand management, classic. So, and I just thought that it would make sense for me to write down everything that is possible. So I wrote down about 20 talents, and I think it took a couple of weeks to write down everything. And this is something many people are missing here. They think that they can do like this. It will take 1 or 2 hours and they will get their questions answered. And sometimes some of questions you can get answered within 1 or 2 hours, but most of the cases you have to be dedicated only on a daily basis. When you read Bible and you see Jesus going to his prayer room in the morning, or when he finished preaching, he had this habit to go to the mountain and just spend the whole night with his father. You know, it wasn't because Jesus was kind of the problematic person that had so many wrong things going on in his life, so he had to pray a lot, but it was rather because he had big destiny. And the bigger destiny you have, the more time you have to spend in prayer room to make sure you are always heading in the right direction. So it was May 12th when I got this first um, two questions, but it took me a while to write down my thoughts, to write down these talents. And with that said, by midsummer, I had list of 20 talents. I had clarity that these talents, they really are aligned with God's will in my life, and I just had to discover what is the will of God for my life. And as I prayed about this list of 20 things, 20 talents, I realized that 16 out of this 20, there is certain profession that is that utilizes all 16 talents that I wrote down, and it doesn't utilize just another 4. So 80% of your talent, if it's consistent with your destiny, is great. It's just super great. So I started looking for a job just to learn business, and this is something that many people are missing as well. So they think they can start themselves at that very point. But I remember one billionaire saying, if you feel like you have to do real estate and you want to open a real estate agency, go to another real estate agency and work there from 9 to 5, learn business, and then start your agency in 2 years. So I went to this, I found my 9 to 5 job before starting a business, but it took me less. It took me only, 30 days to work for this agency. So I learned business, and then I got an offer from another guy to, to join his startup and just grow this startup with him. I want to challenge you today. Um, do you enjoy your life? Do you really think that you to utilize every or almost every talent that God gave you in your life? If your answer is yes, I'm rejoicing with you. But if you are not enjoying your life, I just want to say that God is like a good shepherd, and He leaves 99 to help you, to help that one sheep that is lost in destiny, lost in life. So I just want to encourage you to grab your piece of paper, go to your prayer room, or have your quiet time like I have today with this fire, and put fire into your life. Put fire into your destiny. Put fire onto your business. And I truly believe that God's grace and your persistence, it will bring results. Thank you very much for being with me. Please subscribe to my Substack, and let's stay connected, and let's learn business together. See you next time.